Ah, the gods are angry tonight over the Chesapeake Bay. That's nature, folks. You gotta love it. I tell you who's not loving it, though, is one of my dogs. He's freaking out. Let me give you a shot of him freaking out, and then I'm going inside because it's starting to rain. Ooh, that was a good one. That's Dodger. He freaking. Okay, I'm going inside, and I'm gonna make a nice pizza for you. Ciao a tutte. Che si dice? Translated, that means hello to everybody, and what are you doing? Well, I'm making pizza tonight. Did you like that light show? That was quite spectacular, I thought. Okay, I'm making pizza. This is a black garlic pizza. This is going to be quite different than anything you've probably seen. And in fact, this is the first time I'm making it. So, wish me luck. Let's take a close look at the ingredients. Okay, I'm pretty sure I can pull this off. Done a little research, this and that. Okay, everybody has their favorite toppings when it comes to pizza. My favorite topping is mushrooms, or sometimes mushrooms with sausage. So that's what I'm making tonight. I'm using Andouille pecan smoked pork sausage. I have some sliced shiitake mushrooms here. Shiitakes are not really used on a pizza, and neither is andouille, but I did say this is going to be an unusual video. I have some San Marzano tomatoes. These are peeled tomatoes, and these are certified as San Marzano, and it can only be called San Marzano if it comes from a specific region in Italy near Naples, where the volcanoes have enriched the soil Okay, moving right along. Crushed red peppers, give it a little heat. Dried oregano, which is in every pizza sauce in the world. Fresh oregano, which is probably not in every pizza sauce in the world. I have some sea salt, black pepper. I have Goya vegetable oil, and this was sort of a mistake because technically you want to use a very high grade olive oil, which I forgot to purchase, so this will have to do. I have some anchovy paste. What is this guy talking about? You'll see. The only item I left off the counter is a tiny bit of sugar, which is in every pizza sauce. Okay, and I'm also using this tonight. Ultra thin pizza crust. Never used this before. I have made pizza videos before where I use the dough that's already made. So I couldn't find that here. And I'm going to go with this. It looks good. It's thin. I like thin, crisp, thin pizzas. So let's do this. First thing I'm going to do is prep the sauce. Oh, and I forgot the main ingredient is the black garlic puree. Black garlic is made from a regular head of white garlic, which goes through a process of high heat and humidity, and it actually ferments. This stuff is great. Okay, moving right along. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is mash up my peeled tomatoes. The skin has already been removed. So I'm going to take this potato masher and just crush them up. These San Marzano tomatoes are so sweet. If you haven't tried them, you really should try them. They're so good. Okay, I think you get the idea. This is not quite completely mashed, but I don't want to bore you with my mashing skills. Okay, so the tomatoes are nice and mashed up. I have a small saucepan here. I'm not going to use all of this tomatoes right now. A little vegetable oil in there, about 3 tablespoons so. Going to add my fresh oregano. Going to add my dried oregano. Now these 2 oreganos have 2 different flavors, so that's why I'm using a combination. The dried oregano is a little more smokier. Some red pepper flakes. You gotta have some heat in this, folks. Okay, this is my anchovy paste. Now I know this sounds weird as hell, but we're gonna put a little in there. Maybe like a teaspoonful. Now you won't be able to taste that as a fish per se, but anchovies have so much flavor to them, and they're nice and salty. You're not going to get this at Pizza Hut, I'm telling you right now. Looks good, eh? Gonna let this cook down for just a couple of minutes. Don't want to burn it. Okay, that's nicely cooking. Gonna add my tomato. That's 2/3 of a cup. And that may even be too much. But we'll see. It smells so good. Okay, a little cracked black pepper. Little sea salt. Gonna add, that's less than a teaspoon of sugar. That'll help reduce the acidity of the tomatoes. Okay, I'm gonna let this cook down for about 30 minutes. All the spices will come together. But before I do that, I'm going to add my black garlic puree. That was a good 2 tablespoons full of black garlic. Okay, now I will let this simmer for about 30 minutes. Okay, so the sauce is done. It looks great, it smells fantastic. I have a perforated sheet here. And I'm going to give this a little vegetable oil. The instructions don't say to do that, but I'm going to do it anyway. This makes a nice little addition to the flavor. Okay, my sauce. This is unbelievable. I tasted it. It's off the charts. Now, of course, it's a lot darker than a regular tomato sauce because it has the black garlic in it. A little more sauce. I like to go right up to the edges. I don't want to over sauce it. I think I made pretty much the right amount of sauce. There's not much left in there. Okay, the next thing, of course, is the cheese. This is a mixture of mozzarella and parmesan. Who doesn't like that? Okay, my sliced shiitake mushrooms. Usually you don't see shiitake on a pizza. More than likely regular button mushrooms, white button mushrooms. But that's not what I'm going to do tonight. I have a lot of ingredients left. Maybe I'll have enough for another video. These are my Andouille sausage. I stripped the casing off of them because you don't want to bite into a case. Try to cut them as thin as possible. And these are smoked over pecan wood. Gotta love the wood. That's a thick piece there. Okay, that's looking nice, folks. Now I'm going by the instructions on the back of the pizza crust. It says 425 for between 8 and 10 minutes. So I'm going to put it on 425 for 9 minutes. And then it tells you to take it out and let it cool down for a couple minutes before consuming. Okay, let's see how this experiment works out. Okay, this is straight out of the oven. 9 minutes. Plus, I wasn't quite satisfied with the toppings, so I put it under the broiler for another 2 minutes. So now the directions say to let it rest for 2 to 3 minutes on a grill, a cooling grill. So I have it sitting on a sheet pan, a perforated sheet pan. Same difference. This does look good though. Okay, let's give this the taste test. Slides right off. Let's take a look at the bottom. Bottom looks nice and cooked. Usually a pizza is judged upon how it's cooked from the bottom, because traditionally a pizza is cooked from the bottom up. But in a regular oven, you can't do that. Okay, so I like the way it bends. If it doesn't bend, it's too stiff and too crispy. Madonna mia. It's wow. This is so good, so hot. That black garlic sauce is so sweet with the sweet Mazzano peppers, Mazzano tomatoes. This is really good. The combination of the mozzarella and the Parmesan really tastes spectacular. I can taste the smokiness of the andouille sausage. Okay. I mean, I don't think if I was to make my own crust, I don't think it would come out any better, actually. This is the first time I'm using this, and I would use it again, definitely. It's really easy. So I have a bunch of pizza here to enjoy. This is my meal for the evening. If you like my food, you like me, my style, whatever that is, do the right thing. Hasta mañana.